Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Fascinating reading your findings. Tell us more about your discovery about the place in the home and our role in it.
Yes, just to give you a little bit of background about our research. So we collaborated with Momentum about 8 years ago, starting with this Financial Wellness Index. And we believe you have to have a holistic measurement of your financial situation. A lot of indicators focus only on income or just on wealth, but collectively they have an interrelationship. So we look at personal empowerment, and that's where the behavior is very important. We look at your income statement. So what are you earning and what are you spending your money on? We look at your wealth situation. Are you able to create wealth? And it's not just your asset side, but it's the debt side as well. So you need to look at your net wealth. We look at your living conditions, and then lastly we look at your education position. So it's a combination of your resources that you have and how optimally you use it. And in that manner is what we see where households are struggling. So that's why we really want to advocate of taking control of your own financial situation. A lot of people have as a victim that I'm victim to my situation, but if you start with small things, you can definitely improve your situation.
How do you take control? She says, jotting down furiously.
I think it comes to look at what you're doing with your money. One of the big things is we always say budget, and it's like dieting. You always start on a Monday, you're having the diet, and by Tuesday you forgot you wanted to do the diet. Budgeting is exactly the same.
I mean, it's also, you start filling out the paper, don't you? And then halfway through,
absolutely.
The panic sets in.
So it comes back to say, where's your money going? So to say I want to achieve certain goals, you have to track where you're going with your money to achieve those goals. So it says, what are your spending priorities? So it's always by yourself first, and with that means we say start saving first. So if you earn 100 Rand, the first 10 Rand or 10%, whatever the practice number is works for you, you say you save that first, and then you start on your expenditure side to say, okay, I'm left with 90 Rand, how I'm going to spend that. But if you say I've got 100 Rand, and if there's something left I'm going to save, there will never be something left to save. So it depends on how you allocate your money. Second part is involve the whole budget or your whole household in your budget. For example, I took my 19-year-old with me grocery shopping last week, and I said to him, okay, let's look at the trolley. What do you think this grocery is going to cost? And he had no clue. So he's moving into a phase of he's going to start career choices, earning his own income, but he's got no clue what it's going to take to run a household. So it's bring the money back to the home. We live in a cashless environment. Children have this ATM, is this machine that ever kicks out of money. Don't understand there has to go money in to get out. So
you don't see it, you don't feel it.
So that's part of the challenges we experience, especially with the children. You have to bring back, in the old days we had these little pots on the shelf that says I'm saving for this, for that, and so it was very tangible. Now we don't see it. So you need to bring back the money, the real money, to they understand what we're talking about.
And it's relatively simple, right?
It's relatively simple, and that's what we're trying to advocate. So you have those conversations across the household. Everybody is involved. It's not just one person in the household's responsibility. It's a collective journey going forward. But keep the conversation going. And then 6 months later or a year later say, this is where we were, this is what we wanted to achieve, are we on track? And then you restart the process again. And that's where we fall short as well. You have the plans, but you never implement it, or you never monitor the progress in the implementation.
And if you are progressing well, then what?
I think then it becomes going up on what we would call the financial hierarchy. So once you have your your basic services, basic needs services, then you move to saving for emergencies. That's non-negotiable. So if something happens, that there is that you don't need to go to debt, and there's a little bit of a safety kit. Once you've covered the safety kit, then you can start in investing a little bit more to longer term. Debt is there to use it, but it has to be used responsible. So it's not for consumption, it's not for groceries, it's not for clothes, but it's the bigger item things that debt can come into a process. So it's how you manage collectively everything that you do. And then a personal habit for myself is as well, look at taxes. There are, when we talk about affordability, there are some tax breaks that you can have in a retirement annuity contribution. So use the tax breaks that's also there to help you with your long-term saving.
All right, well, wonderful advice, Bernadene de Clercq. Thank you very much.
Thank you much.